I'm back for my 36-week pregnancy vlog. I'm sorry the lighting is like horrible. I don't really know how to fix it. There we go. I'm totally in a t-shirt and sweatpants right now because I'm like about to go to bed. So it's like 11:30 on Tuesday, and I just had my 36-week appointment. I'm sorry, my computer's dying, so I have to plug it in before I record this video. So I just had my 36-week appointment, and pretty much it was just my strep B test that was scheduled, and I also have to do a CBC, a complete blood count, every 4 weeks. I do one, so my next one it landed on like 36 weeks. So the two things that were scheduled were the strep B test and the CBC. But I also had the option to get my cervix checked. And, you know, the doctor, he doesn't mind doing it at 36 weeks. He just said, you know, some women, they're not even dilated at 36 weeks. So if you don't want to get your cervix checked, you know, it's really painful. You know, you don't have to get it done. But I wanted it done. So I decided to get my cervix checked. And so the first thing that he did was the strep B test. And he just had like a 2-prong Q-tip looking thing. It was like really long Q-tips. And he just swabbed the kind of like the outside edge, not the outside, I mean it was still inside of the vagina, but it was like right on the edge, not like all the way in there like a pap smear is. It was just like right on the edge. And he did all around the vaginal wall and then completely around like I don't know, the anus area, like swept around. He did like a loop around the whole inner circle of the anus. So that was like the strep B test. And I mean, it's pretty standard procedure for every hospital, even if it's like not the hospital that I go to. That's pretty standard procedure for a strep B test, from what I've heard. Other pregnancy vlogs on the internet, everywhere I've researched, that's been pretty much the standard procedure. So yeah, and then I get those results next time I go back to the doctor, which is in exactly a week. So next Tuesday I will get those results, and I'll know whether it's positive or negative. If it's negative, that means I do not have strep B. But if it's positive, it just means that you have to get an IV administered by antibiotic during labor and delivery. I don't know if it's during delivery, but during labor, to prevent your child from like obtaining that or getting that infection. I guess, I don't know. So yeah, I'll find that out Tuesday, and yeah, that was like the only like thing that they test for. So but after I got my strep B test, I asked him to do a cervical exam, and from what I had heard, it like hurt so bad, and like everybody's like, oh my gosh, it hurts so bad, and blah blah blah. And everybody's pregnancy vlogs that I've watched, except for like a couple, have like gone on and on and on about how bad it hurts. And it only hurt when he touched my cervix, like, and it wasn't even that bad. It was like just pressure. That's all it feels like. It just feels like pressure. At least to me, is what it felt like. I mean, it was really uncomfortable, and My doctor said before he did it, he was like, I have really big hands, so this is probably going to hurt. And he does have really big hands, but it didn't really hurt that bad. Like him putting like two fingers, he did it with two fingers, you know, and him like going up. It was like, ooh, you know, like it was, I don't know. He does have big hands, but it wasn't like, oh my God, I'm going to die. Like, I just, I got so worked up about this cervical exam. Like, it's going to hurt so bad. And it didn't hurt at all, really. It was just like pressure. So, yeah. And whenever he felt up there, he said that I was 1 centimeter dilated and I was a little bit under 50% effaced. He said 50% would be like kind of generous, and he's like, you're probably a little bit under 50%, probably like 45% effaced. So I'm happy with that, whatever. At least I have some progress. At least I'm 1 centimeter dilated, which I was excited about. I just want it, like, I just feel like if I'm not effacing, then I'm not going to dilate anymore. I'm going to be stuck at 1 centimeter for like 4 weeks, and then I'm going to go over my due date. But I don't know. We'll see. But I walk 2 miles every day. I've been walking 2 miles every day for probably a week now. Maybe a week and a half. It's been a while. I've been doing it for a while. So I walk the dog 2 miles every day. Just like around the neighborhood, and I haven't like checked and made sure it was 2 miles, but I mean, from like my time in the military, you get really good at judging like how many miles something is away from you. So I'm pretty confident that it's 2 miles. It could be a little bit under 2 miles, like maybe a little bit under 2 miles, but it's like 2 miles. So, yeah. And, yeah, I've been walking 2 miles every single day, so if I wasn't, like, effaced, I just feel like, walking, like, rocks the baby's head into the birth canal. Like, it'll, you know, you moving, like, pushes it kind of down just because of gravity, and I just feel like I would have been more effaced than dilated. I don't know. It's just weird to me. So I'm excited about the dilation, but I'm like not excited about the effacement. So yeah. But whenever he first put his hand or his fingers in there, he said that he was like, whoa, the baby's head is right there. Like he said it was really far down. And that's also weird to me because he said like the baby was extremely low, but I'm not feeling a whole lot of pressure. And I don't know if that's because I'm like numb to it now. Like I just don't realize it that there's pressure down there because I don't know what it feels like to not have pressure. But I mean, he said he was really low. He didn't tell me like what station he was in, but he did tell me that he was like really low. So I guess next time I'll ask like if he's like still -3 or whatever, -2 station, or what he thinks station he's in. But I kind of was like trying to go quickly because we had been there for an hour waiting in the waiting room. Our doctor is like extremely liked. He's an extremely liked doctor. So there was 2 women in front of me seeing him, and I was waiting in the waiting room for like an hour straight, like literally in the waiting room for an hour, not even in like the back room for an hour. So we were waiting in like the waiting room to be called back into like the actual room for an hour, and there was 2 people in front of me and 3 people behind me waiting on the same doctor. So, I mean, he was like super backed up, and there was no other doctors that had patients. Like no other doctors had patients, just my doctor. I was going to say his name, but that'd probably be bad. But it's just crazy that he has like that many patients that like him. And I guess I picked a good doctor because so many people have said, like when we were sitting there, there was a girl that Dr. Walsh was her doctor the entire time, but he didn't end up delivering her baby because his shift was an hour after she pushed her baby out. So, and I would totally hold that baby in for an hour just to get that doctor. He's just so awesome. So, if you don't have a doctor that you like, I really encourage you to get a doctor that you like because I feel so confident with him as my doctor, with doing my natural delivery. I just feel really confident with him, and I don't know, he just gives me confidence, and I just love having a doctor that gives me confidence. Like, yes, you can do it. Yes, you can have a natural delivery. And, I'm not going to pressure you into getting a C-section or pressure you into getting an epidural or anything like that. So, I really love that about him. And I'm going on and on about my doctor. Blah. Anyways, I also asked him how he felt about doing membrane sweeps at 38 weeks, and he said that the only 2 ways that I would not be able to do a membrane sweep at 38 weeks is 1, if my strep B test came back positive, because if you do a membrane sweep and you have strep B, there could be a risk of infection to the baby by doing that membrane sweep and giving that baby strep B. So, that would be like the biggest reason he couldn't do a membrane sweep. The other reason is if you are 1 centimeter dilated, that's a fingertip dilated. That's only like a teeny bit dilated. Like, that's probably my pinky finger dilated. And that's like not very much at all. Like, it's just really a really small opening. So, if I remain at 1 centimeter, or go to 1.5 centimeters, not even to 2, there's no way he could get his finger in to sweep. So I have to be above 2 centimeters, like I have to be at 2 centimeters or more than 2 centimeters for him to do a membrane sweep, is what he said. Probably because his fingers are really large, I don't know how other doctors do it, but I'm sure it's just based on your finger size. So, but he said he is not opposed to doing it at 38 weeks, and 38 weeks is the soonest that he will do it. So, and he'll do it every week after, if I have one at 38 weeks, he'll do 39 and 40 if I go all the way. But being 1 centimeter dilated right now and doing as much as I'm doing, I'm hoping that I do not go over 38 weeks. But, the girl that I was sitting in the waiting room with, that had her baby an hour before her doctor was arrived at the hospital, she said that she went to 42 weeks, 41 weeks and like 4 days or 5 days. I'm sorry, my heartburn is really bad. Because, I don't know why she went to 42 weeks, but she went to 42 weeks and she said that she walked every single day and she ate spicy food every single day. She did jumping jacks. She bounced around on the birthing ball. She did every single thing that it says on Google. She said Google, Yahoo, anything that comes up when you say naturally inducing labor, she did it all. And she said she still went to 42 weeks. So that was like a nightmare, girl. I was like, oh my gosh, do not tell me that, because that is like my worst nightmare. That I just could not believe it. And she had a baby girl. So I was like, oh, maybe it's a girl thing, hopefully, crossing my fingers, that's a girl thing. I'm hoping this boy comes out when I want him to. So, yeah. As far as symptoms and cravings, another thing about my appointment, before I get into symptoms and cravings, I have gained a total all around of 17 pounds. I think that's what my husband said. 17 or 18 pounds. I think it was 17. No, it was 18. I've gained 18 pounds this whole pregnancy. 18 and a half. I'm going to put that half in there because I'm really trying to get to at least gaining 20 pounds this whole pregnancy because that's like healthy. So, 18 and a half pounds. I'm 131 pounds, well, 131 and a half pounds as of today. So, yeah. Symptoms and cravings. Cravings, I have like none. Actually, I lie. I have a huge craving for like ice water. And I don't know if it's the ice or if it's the super cold water, but I hate ice water. Like, I just don't like drinking ice water because like the ice will hit your teeth when you're like drinking it. And I don't know. But I've been using this cup. Well, I have 2 cups. I have this cup, which all my ice is melted or I ate it. And it's got like a little hole in the top. It's like a coffee cup, pretty much. And I put my ice water in this, or I put my ice water in one of those plastic cups with like the plastic straw, like the reusable to-go cup looking things. And but I don't like this as much because you can't get the ice out. But I like eating the ice. I'll wait for it to get like super small, like this size, and then I'll eat it, and it's awesome. So that's like my craving right now. And I don't know if it's because I'm like really close to being anemic, and anemics eat ice a lot, or if it is because I'm dehydrated, which I highly doubt because I don't know. It's really weird. Oh, another thing. I don't know why I didn't mention this. My brain is everywhere. Another thing about my checkup. When my doctor checked my cervix, actually, when I got home, I went to the bathroom and I freaked out because there was so much blood from him checking my cervix. And I know spotting is normal after getting your cervix checked, even late in pregnancy, like after like intercourse or any kind of like cervical exam, anything like that, it could cause bleeding because your cervix gets like bruised whenever it's touched or whatever. It's just really sensitive. So I knew that spotting is normal, but I went to the bathroom and there was a lot of blood. It wasn't like, oh my god, a ton of blood, but since I haven't seen blood in like 10 months, is 9 months, 9 months and a couple days. Well, I guess it would be, I don't know. Anyways, I haven't seen blood in a long time. I was like in shock and it was like a horror movie. I was like, oh my god. And I told my husband, I was like, I'm bleeding like a lot. And so I called my mom and I was like, is this normal? Like this much blood? Is this normal? And she's like, I don't know. I think you should call your doctor. So, before I called my doctor, I looked it up on the internet, and it said, like, as long as you don't profusely bleed for an extended amount of time, like more than 24 hours, I guess. I think is what they said. Maybe it was 12. Anyways, as long as you don't, like, have a steady flow of blood for an extended period of time, then you're fine. But I just wish someone would have said that in their pregnancy vlog. Hello. If you guys watch this and you're making a pregnancy vlog about your cervical exams or anything, just say, no one said it in their vlogs. Like, when I got my cervix checked, I bled like this much or whatever. It just freaked me out. So here I am saying it to you. If you bleed a lot, but it's not like profusely, it's totally normal. But I was freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like, I'm gonna die. Like, I just thought, I don't know. It was just ridiculous. So, yeah. I don't know what I was in the middle of before I went into that. But, oh, you know what else? I have like, ever since he checked my cervix, I have like a lot of pressure in that area. And I don't know if it's because my cervix is bruised but I just feel a lot of pressure. Not like pressure down, not like his head or anything. It's just like pressure. I don't know. It just feels kind of like cramps, but really mild cramps. And they're not Braxton Hicks contractions because I totally know what those are. I'm not stupid. They're just different. And I think it's because my cervix is like bruised from him, like, I don't know, like stabbing it. But I don't know. So yeah. What else? What else? I was talking about like symptoms and cravings, and I said I craved water, ice water. I don't have any other real cravings. Um, my husband would probably say chips and dip. I've been like eating like a horrible, horrible person. Like, I hate junk food. Like, it makes me feel sick and ugh. But recently, I've just been devouring junk food. Like, I cannot help it. And whatever. I'm just, you know, it's my last little bit of pregnancy. Cole can fatten up a little bit, I guess. Whatever. So yeah, I'm eating junk food. Symptoms. I don't really have any new symptoms. I mean, I don't feel any bigger. I don't feel like I'm gaining any weight at all. If anything, I feel like I'm smaller. I feel like I'm not progressing at all in pregnancy. I feel like I'm like at a plateau, which I guess happens when you're this late in pregnancy. You just kind of plateau out. I mean, I know when you're really close to labor, no gain or losing is really common. But I mean, between my last appointment, which was a week, and this appointment, I gained 1.5 pounds. So in 1 week, I gained 1.5 pounds. I'm not like slowing down at all, but I feel like I'm just plateaued. Like, I just don't feel like I'm getting any bigger. My husband constantly says, like, you are huge, you're gaining weight. Like, I don't know how you don't see it, but I really don't. I just think it all kind of like looks the same. And yeah, I can't see my feet, have contractions. I just don't notice it anymore. Like, it's just, I just feel like this is so much of my body. Like, how I just feel like I'm gonna be pregnant for my whole life. Like, this is just how my body is. So, yeah. But I have like blabbled on. I don't know, that's not a word, but I've like talked for 23 minutes. So I'm just gonna show you my belly and be done with this vlog because it is so long, it's ridiculous. So no one's gonna want to watch this, but whatever. This is my belly. It's like a weird angle, I'm sorry. Let me see if I can get back further and you can see it better. Yeah, this is my belly. 36 weeks, 3 days, 4 days, I don't know, something like that. So yeah, I just don't feel like I'm getting any bigger. And everybody says that I have dropped. Like, everybody at the doctor's office said that I had dropped. So I guess I have dropped. If you can tell, then I guess I have, but I can't tell. And I think it just started raining. So I'm going to get off here because my internet's probably going to go like crazy and the electric is probably going to go out. So I want to upload this to YouTube before that happens. So I will see you guys later. Bye.